I'd like to introduce Mr. Rudresh, Engineer Rudresh KV. I know him from quite a long time, and he has been in the field and also contributing to the knowledge dissemination front. Also, he has addressed in various platforms, sharing his experiences. He is a passionate civil engineer by qualification. Rudresh is a project management expert in real estate and construction industry with 27 years of experience. He is a mentor and a career coach also. His mantra to success is be curious to learn anything from anyone. This will increase your knowledge capital. Knowledge capital. Rest of the things will align with you. He has represented clients and investors to manage large scale projects covering all aspects of project management for township, IT campuses, commercial buildings, residential enclaves, industrial facilities, warehouses, and interior fit out projects with overall responsibilities ranging from feasibility studies till the completion of the project for commencement of operations. As I know him personally, he has got a lot of exposure in all the aspects of construction industry. Being a project management expert, he handles all other associated disciplines also, and coordinating with various other bodies responsible for the timely completion of a project. I'm sure the deliberations today will definitely add value to all the participants, and definitely they can move from one level to the next level in their profession if they're already in the profession. And I'm sure students will get benefited how to start off their career in the construction industry for a successful career path. With this brief introduction, I request Rudresh to take on and share his experiences and his thoughts about how to construct a career. And maybe at the end, we will take up all the queries from the participants. In the meanwhile, I request all the students and participants to post your queries in the chat box. It will be answered at the end. Over to KV Rudresh. Sir, you can continue.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, my great gratitude to Association of Consulting Civil Engineers giving me this opportunity for me to present a webinar on how to construct your career. Thank you so much. Dr. Aswath has been known to me from a long time, and we do interact and we have several deliberations on how to make our industry, the civil engineering and building construction engineering aspects, much brighter and better in future. So I've been working with him at different forums and different level. And the whole reason of taking up this webinar is one of the motivation or encouragement given by Dr. Aswath. So I just put whatever I have knowledge, I have put it in this presentation. I hope by the end of this presentation, you will realize that it is worth being attending to this course. Now I'll take a 2 minutes break and request all the participants to go to a quiet place, get a notepad and a pen, because I would be asking you to write few things, and those will be beneficial to you. Okay, so the chat mode, whatever questions comes to you, hold on to your notebooks. Don't type it immediately, otherwise it will get lost in everybody's chat. Hence, you can put your questions at the end of the webinar in an orderly manner so that we can address those. If you do it while presentation, those get lost. So note down your questions and we can address those points at the end of the webinar session. Now, since it's going to be a long session, I would be at some point of time, we will be taking a break for about 5 to 7 minutes and we will reassemble. Okay, now let's start. Hope you would have noticed. Okay. So congratulations to all the participants. You are already a winner. The reason being is that you are a curious person. You have the mindset to learn and grow. You have the resources at your disposal, and you have the ability to understand what I am talking about. So you are on the right path to become a successful person. Now, what we are going to cover in this webinar is that how to get enlightened. The biggest question is that I don't know what I don't know. This means I don't know what I'm supposed to know. We will cover on that aspects. We will cover insights, mindsets, and how to gain knowledge, what tricks and tips we can adopt in our time, where to invest our time, and where to make our commitment is a key point to success. We all need to stretch and do the hard work. If we shy away from these two elements, it's not going to work for us in a long term when we are planning to build career. Now, career is connected with relationships and as well as finances. Ultimate goal is to do an intentional living in our professional life. The formula for success. What is the formula? I am being engineer, I am putting formulas here. Capability plus efforts by each individual is going to give results. Everywhere, every day, every week, every month, in the rest of your career, your capability as well as your efforts is going to show the results. Added to results, if you have a right attitude, will lead to success. Now, the attitude is the one point which is not so taught in the colleges. It comes at different times of your life, from childhood to till you have grown up, your friends, your family, your circle. That makes your attitude. So I'm repeating again, your capability plus your efforts is going to give results. But if you have the right attitude, it will lead to success. The second formula is your preparedness with the right opportunity coming across to you, then you will become lucky. So please note, if any one of these 5 parameters, capability, efforts, attitude, you being ready, and opportunity coming to you, these 5 parameters is critical for success in your professional career. Now, it's not a rocket science, it's achievable. And I will tell you why it is achievable when I tell you further down. So why should you listen to me is the key point here. So I want to tell my story. Of course, all of us have stories. I was born in a middle class family in Davangere, which is a central town in Karnataka. Now, this is the biggest thing. I failed in 8th standard. I was not keen to study at all because I never knew why should I study. Then my father put me into, because you don't want to study, then you have to work. So I started working. I initially started working in printing press. I worked as a carpenter assistant. I worked in aluminum fabrication. And I even ran a coffee shop, a small coffee shop in Davangere. Then after working outside, then I realized how world is going to work. That's made me thinking on that day. So then I said, doing small things is not going to lead me anywhere to achieve greater heights in my professional life. I could have continued to do all those petty things or small things, but I would not have reached this level. that's a realization happened during those when I started working, I got enlightened. Nothing wrong in doing those works. There is no work which is small or big. But where do I want to go? Realization happened while I was working. It was almost, I worked for about 1.5 years. Then while working, I started attempting to pass my 10th standard. I took private tuition. I took help from my friends. There used to be lectures who used to visit my coffee shop. I used to go to their house in morning 5 o'clock up to 8 o'clock. I used to take courses from them. With great difficulty, at the fourth attempt, I completed my 10th standard. And it was a lot of learning when these 3 years happened in my life, where at one point of time I didn't want to study. Then I realized how the things will work in the world. Then I got enlightened why I need to study. Then I attempted to pass because my father didn't believe that I want to study. Hence, without telling him, I used to take these private classes, and on a private basis, I applied for 10th and completed in 4 attempts. My passing marks were dismal. It was only 37% in 10th standard. And please note that all these years from up to 10th standard, I learnt in local language Kannada. And I had no clue what is English and how good or bad I am in English. During these times when I was running coffee shop, a lot of civil engineers used to come to my coffee shop. I was used to get amazed by the instruments which used to carry, the drawing instruments in their bags. And I started wondering what are these guys are doing and why they are carrying these instruments. And then they started telling me they are civil engineers. Once they complete civil engineers, they can construct buildings. That really fascinated me. And on that point of time, while studying for 10th standard, I realized I want to become a civil engineer. I love constructing buildings. I want to do every type of building in my life. So one fine day, I took a decision that whatever may come in my life, I will become civil engineer. Now, in the +1 and +2, which is called PUC in Karnataka, I have to take science if I have to become civil engineer. And I have to study science in English medium. And I was very poor in English till then. It made me work immensely for almost 40 days on everyday basis. I focused, I took help from various people whom I know from morning till evening. I was having a single objective to acquire English knowledge. Then only I could take science in 10th +1 and +2. So I went to pre-university, completed my pre-university. I got a merit seat for civil engineering, and I completed my civil engineering from Bapuji Institute of Engineering and Technology in Davangere. And I completed my degree in 92. My overall percentage was 83%. So you can make, the reason why I'm telling this story is not that I achieved all these things. The reason why I'm saying is that anything and everything is achievable by you, provided you make up your mind. Nothing is impossible. So once 92, I completed my engineering. Obvious choice was to land in Bangalore, and I initially worked with architects, because I was always, since I loved building so much, I wanted to know how architects design building. I made a conscious choice to conscious choice to join an architecture firm, and it was one of the best decision I ever made. The whole reason why I'm presenting today, construct your career, is that at every stage of your professional life, you have to take the right decision, which will lay down a right path in future for you. So post working for architecture for about 5 years, I worked with various corporates like Wipro, GE, Citibank. I worked with developers like Bagmane, Bhartiya City, and I even went out to Dubai to find out why they are able to do a different building than us and why we are not able to do. I joined DTZ, which was an international property consulting company in 2010, and till 2015 I worked. I worked for Cushman Wakefield as a senior director, was managing about 240 plus engineers and nearly about 30 million square feet live projects. So that was 3 months back. I have moved out of Cushman Wakefield. Okay, now moving on, I'm sure the most common question asked whenever you meet anyone in the professional industry or in an interview, they will ask you, tell me about yourself. Now, this question has troubled many of us. I mean, in my earlier career, it has troubled many times to me because it's very difficult to explain about myself, what kind of person I am. Because I didn't knew the difference between personal development points. So these questions are commonly asked to find out what kind of person you are, what kind of mindset you have. They want to understand whether you will get aligned to their company, their organization. Will you fit into their culture of the organization? At a senior level, when you become leader level of resources, you will undergo a psychometric test, which is again to understand personality traits of a person. One is technical side, one is qualification, third one is personality traits. So moreover, all of them are looking at these parameters. These are beyond your qualification. These are not aligned to your qualification. And they play a major role in every individual's professional life. So what is personal development? I still remember that only during our up to primary school and middle school, to some extent in high school, there are subjects which will teach you about who is the right person, what should be a person's principles, qualities, behavioral aspects, ethics. So these happens when since your childhood, it will keep growing, you are growing and you will keep looking at your socio-economic situation and you will start developing as a human being, you will start thinking as an individual, you will make up your own set of guidelines, principles and rules for yourself. And these are all which make you a person. There were used, different words are used. One is personality, second word is character of a person or an attitude of a person. Please note, these are independent of your profession or work. This is you. It evolves from your childhood, especially the beliefs one. I mean, some of the beliefs are required to be rechecked. I mean, if a cat crosses my car, am I going to stop my car? Is it one of my beliefs? Should I carry this belief? I carried this belief because since childhood my parents told that if a cat crosses my path, I should not cross and something unwanted will happen. So I should stop or go back, wait for others to cross, then I will go. Similarly, there are several beliefs which we have inculcated in our brain and our thought process. When you become an adult, when you become a professional, and when you start your professional career, you need to relook at what are these beliefs which you are carrying knowingly, unknowingly in subconscious, whether they are beneficial to you or not beneficial to you. Now, why personality development is important? Now, I say personality development
is important. Now, I say personality development.
I request all the members to mute.
I request all the members to mute.
Okay. Now, personality development is a constant learning throughout your life. It's not that we only learnt in childhood and we don't have to learn about it. As you move from different ecosystem, yours up to your high school, your primary college and pre-university college and your degree, once you become professional, your ecosystem in and around your knowledge, your ability to logically think as well as emotionally act keeps changing. Hence, it is very important for you to relook at what kind of person I am. Now, why I'm saying this is important, will tell you. Any building which we want, obviously we want a very strong foundation so that the building can stand on top of it. Normally substructure like basements we do, it's an exposure, what you gain. The superstructure of the building is like what's your professional development. That's where you grow as a professional. Then you become an expert. If you want, you can also become a leader. Now you can make out the foundation is considered as the personality, attitude of a person. If that is not strong, all the professional development, the becoming expert, becoming a leader is on a loose soil and it can crumble on any given time. So hence, if you want to make your professional development become stronger, you need to have a strong foundation. Those foundations are based on your personality traits. We will cover what are those points in the coming slides. Hope you have understood why I am stressing so much about personality. Because if the foundation is weak and I do whatever I want, still the building will fall down. So before we move into the personality traits, I want to explain what are the sectors available for a construction industry or a building engineering professional. Broadly, our sector is divided into buildings, infrastructure, and industries. In all these three things, engineers like civil engineers, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, architects, and interior designers will all work in these three parameters. Now, under buildings are divided, categorized into three parts. First is residential, which has got super high-rise buildings, super high-rise or high-rise buildings. A super high-rise is anything building which is more than, definition varies from place to place, but about 100-meter plus tall buildings are super high-rise and about 100 meters are considered as high-rise buildings. Then there are low-rise buildings, which is anywhere between 4th floor to 14th floor. Then there are independent residential units like villas, standalone ground plus 2 floors, which we see quite often in everywhere. The office buildings are also considered as into sector. There are campus build projects where many office buildings are put in one large land area. Then there are high-rise office buildings, which are super tall, like Manhattan. If you are entire New York City, Manhattan is made of super high-rise office buildings. Then there are low-rise office buildings, which we are much more exposed to in Bangalore and in India, I would say. Other building types are hospitality, which are hotel projects, and variety of hotel projects are there, from resorts to A grade, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, business hotels, budget hotels. There are several types of hospitality projects. We have healthcare projects which are in under building, which are predominantly hospitals. And there are institutional projects, which are colleges, universities, including hostels and other infrastructure required related to institutional projects. Under infrastructure, we have many highways and railways are the major currently leading recruiting. We have irrigation system, we have public health. Both these two are dominated, controlled by the government, and predominantly these projects are carried out by PWD. Then airports are there are seaports are there, bridges and energy. Yes, civil engineers have a major role in doing these infrastructure, not only the buildings, but infrastructure also. Then comes the third category called industries. We have industrial townships, which are predominantly developed by state governments like KIDB in Karnataka. Then we have any heavy industry, medium industry. Heavy industries are those one which are large one, which take raw material to end products at a large scale. Steel factories, many factories which are large in scale and cater to across India. We call it heavy industry because they are fundamentally taking from a very raw material, converting to base material, converting into various different products, converting into usable products, distributing across India. Medium industries are those one which take the ready raw material, they don't convert. For example, from iron ore to billets is done by heavy industries. But medium industry uses not iron ore, they use billets. I'm giving an example there. Then we have warehouses, which is also comes under industrial category because they are large floor plate, having industrial structures, pre-engineered buildings are used under this. These are the sectors. A fresh engineer or a mid-level engineer or a senior profession can choose any of these ones. There's nothing wrong. It's what is beneficial is that if you're able to identify which sector fascinates you or you have a passion to build upon, you need to identify those ones. For example, if I'm fascinated with hotel projects, I would want to be here. I want to understand more about these hospitality projects, what happens in a hospitality projects, why they are different from other types, what services goes into it, what amenities are there, etc. So if you're able to choose based on the information what you collect, which sector you would want to proceed will benefit you in the long run. Now, specialization has formed in construction industry also. Just like in medical industry, you have doctors for various different organs of a human body, and they become specialized into those. Similarly, in construction industry also, specialization has evolved over the years. I would say specialization happened because of two different reasons. One, the technology in each sector got drastically evolved in last 20 years. The second reason is being the size of the building started increasing. I can say that during up to 90s to end of decade, maximum size of building in average size of building in Bangalore used to be 1 lakh square feet. During 2001 to 2010, it has increased to 3 lakh to 5 lakh square feet. Now 2010 to 2020, a 10 lakh square feet has become an average building. Now, since the size of the buildings are becoming larger, the specialization is required because these are large buildings and each work involves a lot of design, lot of material, lot of agencies, and many process and systems to implement them. So currently, what are the specializations are involved are Under design management, we have architectural, I mean, they are qualified architects and they are eligible to make building designs. Then we have structural consultant who are fundamentally civil engineers who have specialized into structural designing. Then there are electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, then landscape is there and facade works are there. These have become specialization in a building. Then there are cost related matters. Cost management involves contract management, quantity surveying, procurement, and inventory management. Then there is a program management. How do we execute this project? It involves strategy. For example, if there are large campus where multiple buildings have to be done, we need to find out which building is done first, which is done next, how the roads are done, what happens to rainwater, what happens to sewage, how do we distribute electricity. There has to be a strategy has to be done. Of course, under program management, we also work on planning and schedule. Added to this, a new set of specialization have come, sustainability, which is IGBC or lead rating system, which is predominantly looking at saving energy, protecting the earth, and environmentally being conscious. Then we have traffic management in larger project because size of the projects have started increasing. 10 lakh square feet has become average now. And we have projects which are 20 lakh, 30 lakh, 40 lakh. One of the projects which I completed is 50 lakh square feet, single project. So such large projects call for other expertise to come in. There is a security management, there is an integrated building management system. Now apart from these specialization, now you have quality assurance and quality control, which are particularly aimed at concrete and allied works like masonry, plastering, anything related to cement. Then the reinforcement has become a specialization under quality assurance, quality control. For large projects, a specific team has been assigned to look into this. For medium-sized project, both the concrete works and reinforcements are managed by the same individual. Of course, a lot of electrical power. We talk in terms of megawatt power supply. A 10 lakh square feet project will take at least 5 to 6 megawatt power off. Now, such a large quantum of power has to be well managed, well distributed, well secured. And we have to ensure that its most energy efficiency is there. Fire protection and public health system is one more specialization. And the last one is air conditioning and integrated building management system. Now, these are current specialization. It may increase more. I would see in the going forward, the integrated building management system will become a separate expertise or a specialization. It will combine Internet of Things, IoT system will come into picture. The next specialization is construction safety. We have different construction. Construction is a high risk work where everything has to be managed in a systematic manner. Otherwise, it will become harmful to anyone who's working under that project. So high-rise projects throw a different challenge because you have to work at heights where high wind velocity will be there, where tower cranes have to go to a much larger heights. Your concrete pipes have to be put for such heights. Then we have construction safety for industrial projects. They are low-rise, but they have heavy structures in terms of pipes, in terms of electricity distribution, in terms of machines, in terms of foundation, in terms of tower crane operations or shop floor crane operations. Then there are large projects. Now, why I am saying is that if anyone wants, once he chooses this sector, which I explained in the previous field, and if he has got clarity and if he wants to choose in which specialization he wants to become, it's ideal. I mean, if I am passionate about structural design, I like structural design of buildings. So I can focus on how to become a structural design consultant. Now, various types of buildings are done. So how can I become an expert in structural consultant? So it's a right time to, irrespective of whichever stage you are in your career, you can still look at all the specialization and may think through that I am good in doing this specialization and I will work towards this specialization and I will become an expert. Similarly, in interior projects also, we have design management expertise, we have cost management, we have program management, we have fit out build management, and construction safety and interior fit out is also a specialization. The earlier you decide which one you like and which one you want to pursue is the better for you. You will get a clarity exactly what jobs by which year I am going to pursue and how I am going to become an expert. Of course, all of us building engineers can also be involved in property management. These happens post construction is completed and handing over is done. Typically in India, as per National Building Code, the guideline set by National Building Code is to ensure that buildings last for 100 years. Now the construction maybe is done for 3-4 years, but afterwards it is supposed to last for 100 years. Hence, property management has high importance. It's been evolving in India. Now I am pretty sure going forward it will become one of the key service and knowledge industry in India. And all engineers, whether civil engineers or electrical engineers or mechanical engineers, can shift to property management and become an expert. And there is a need for experts in property management, which involves campus management, which covers traffic, security, logistic, vendors. Then there is a security management to ensure everything runs properly and no risk is there for occupants. Then there is a facility management, which will keep the entire buildings neat and clean and operating. Then there is service management, which will ensure the chillers, the DG, the landscape, the water bodies, the lights, the sewage treatment plants, everything works in tandem and in a smooth manner. So as a building engineer professional, which is civil engineer or electrical engineer or a mechanical engineer, we have all these specialization as a choice. It's only that you have to decide which one you want to choose. Maybe you can discuss with your peers, colleagues, seniors, and make up your mind. This is in the long run. In the long run means 12 years from now, 15 years from now, I will become an expert in high-rise structural designer. I'll become an expert in state-of-the-art facade design, or I will become an expert in a high-rise construction safety. Now, if you can, Pradeep Agarwal, you are requesting for me to give rights to annotation. I have to decline. We'll come back to this later. Okay. If you want to become an expert and then a leader, you need to acquire as much knowledge about all these aspects. You should be an expert in contract management, you should be an expert in strategy, you should be expert in sustainability, you should know how concrete works, you should know how a high-rise building is constructed, how architectural design management is done, including all these aspects. So you can put a strategy in your professional career that I'm going to learn this, so that one fine day I become an expert in everything and I become a project lead. So in today's world, becoming expert in any one is not sufficient. You should start acquiring these specialization as an add-on. Every year passes in your professional life, you need to acquire knowledge in every specialization that will enable you to become a project leader. You can choose to be in construction domain. You will cover all those specializations. You will acquire knowledge. You can choose to become expert and a lead in an interior project, or you can become an expert in property management. Choice is abundance. Because India is a 130 crore population and we are still a developing country. We have to do a lot of construction in our country. If you look at the sectors which I told in the previous slide and the specialization which are applicable for each sector, the opportunities are abundant. Only point is that how much you are going to acquire knowledge. If you have thought completing degree from the college, my learning is over, then it's wrong. In fact, I would say completing the degree from the college is just the beginning for you to learn further. All the teaching is done at the college level is to give you a wider foundation, wider platform for you to grow into any specialization. It's highly impossible to cover all the sectors and all the specialization in college. So keep in mind that irrespective of whatever stage you are in career growth or you are fresh out of a college, you need to make up your mind which sector, which specialization I am going to acquire. That's the way it's going to work in future. And if I am not a multitasking professional, I will have less opportunities. So it's very, very imminent. Under the specialization, I will acquire full knowledge, each specialization wise. For example, if I am currently working at a site as a project engineer under the quality assurance and control, I inspect concrete works, I give clearance for, but I will keep an idea. I will keep learning what can I learn the next specialization. Should I learn sustainability? Should I learn contract management? This is where your career planning comes into picture. You have to be absolutely clear based on your skill set, your ability to acquire knowledge, which one you are going to add on by which year. So how, for example, now assume that you chose a sector in which sector you want to love to work and you are passionate about which sector and you are clear what specialization you want to acquire. Now your journey starts. A student from fresh out of the college, you would work as a junior engineer for first 2 years, then you will become an engineer, then you will become a senior engineer after 3 years, then you will become an assistant manager, then you will become manager, then you will become senior manager, then you will become lead and a director. Now, majority of the members in our, I just want to use a pen. Covering up to here happens by default, whether you like it or not. Just because you have completed a degree in engineering, this will happen organically. Now, what specialization you learn in this while working in your area, how much you acquire will ensure what will you become here and when you will become here. You need to have at least 7 to 8 specialization knowledge here. Then only you can become this. If you got promoted just because you are working in so many years of in the industry and you have been promoted as senior manager and you do not have the knowledge of those specialization, you will bound to fail. Others may notice, may not notice. But you will know by heart, in your heart, that I wish I would have acquired those skill sets, those specializations. Depending upon various other parameters, the next growth, whether you will become lead and director in future, will decide. Now, how to become in lead and project director, we will cover in our going forward. Now, this is a typical chart, what happens in a professional's life. So you will start having a very nice growth here. Very fast growth. This is where you will come up to here. 2 plus 2 plus 3. So it's about 10 years. You will grow very fast up to here. Then you will get a stagnation. So whether you go down, which happens to many, or go up during your mid, I am saying mid is after 20 years of working experience. It is purely dependent on what skill set you have acquired. This is purely dependent on what skill set, specialization you have acquired. Otherwise, it is bound to go down. Or it may continue because of our economy, growth scale, being one of the fastest growing countries in the world. I hope you have been able to grasp all the 3 slides: sector, specialization, and career growth. Now, all said and done, irrespective whichever sector, whichever specialization, and whichever stage you are in your career growth, the most important point is that we are going to deal every day with people only. We don't deal with concrete, we don't deal with material. They are done by others, but others are people. Throughout your professional career, you interact with people only. This is one clarity everyone should get it. Who are those people? One is family members, second is friends and relatives, third one is colleagues and unknown members. Unknown members in the sense where you work in a project, there will be various set of contractors who come only to execute that project. Now, since we are going to interact with people in our professional career, we need to have a method to interact with them. What is that method? You should be useful to them, all 3 of them. I'll just erase these ones. You may ask how professional life is related to family, friends, and relatives. I'll come to that point, but please remember that you need to be useful to them, or you should enable them to achieve small success in life. This may happen on a day-to-day basis, week basis, etc. You need to protect them against risk based on your knowledge, which is within your limit. For example, taking an insurance for family members is protecting them. Advising a friend which is good, bad, what do you think of what he is doing, is preventing him taking any risk. Constructing a House for a friend or a known person or a distant relative is a support by you. We need to show respect, greet them, give a smile, irrespective whether he is a small person, big person, ultra rich, a labor, a security guard, anybody. End of the day, they are human beings. So we need to show respect, greet them, and give them a smile in a genuine manner. Please note, whatever you do with these set of people whom you are going to interact, you are not doing a help or a charity. You are showing the respect and you are doing what you can do to enable them and prevent them taking risk. Since we interact with people in our professional life, that's what the statement is. Your ability to communicate with them is a crucial parameter for you to lead. Now, communication skills include verbal, written, behavior. Even if it is a chat on a WhatsApp or a social media, how you write, how you convey your point has a greater significance in your professional growth. How, I will tell you in further slides. Your appearance matters. Now, at all given times, you should be presentable, you should be lively, you should be having a good dress code, you should be well groomed, and it has to be done consistently. It's an attitude, it's a personality character of an individual. Now, why I said all these things is that if I am going to interact with people on a day in and day out in my professional life, and I am going to use all these parameters to interact with them, it will benefit me in my professional growth. Now, successful people don't do great things. You can refer anybody in the history. They just do small things in a great way and they do it every day. This is a key for it. You can read biography of all the leaders. I mean, all of us know about Gandhiji. He did small things, but he did small things in a great way and he did it every day. That's how he's been able to succeed. Whether you take all the successful people in the past or even current also, all the so-called successful whom we read everyday basis, you please go and read about their biography. You will come to know they were doing small things in a great way and every day. That's how we're able to achieve success. And same thing will hold true for each one of us. Now I'm going to give you 3 mantras which will work wonderfully well if you adopt. Now, as a professional, as an individual, we need to adopt these 3 formulas. First, observe to appreciate. Observe to learn. Now, why I'm using the word observe? I'm not saying notice to appreciate, see to learn. I'm not using those words. Observe is a word which is chosen because when you do that, all your 5 senses, you are focused on it. You are involved in it from your brain, from your eyes, from your conscious, and from your physical parameters. Observe to appreciate, observe to learn. Now, the third most mantra is that behave to become famous. Please mute. Srinivas and Bharati Ganesh, please mute. Now, these are three simple steps to live conscious life. Let's get into detail what are these three mantras mean to each one of us. So, observe to appreciate is why observe to appreciate? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Now, how do you prove that you care? You care is overcome by appreciating them. Now, what do we appreciate? We will appreciate good work, good behavior, honoring their commitments, putting their efforts. Now, whom do we appreciate? We will appreciate anybody who's been working with us, whether he's junior to us, unknown person to us, a family member or a friend or a relative, anybody. And you should do it from the heart. And it should be truthful and it should be genuine, because when you utter those appreciation words, they will know whether you are telling it from your heart or you are telling artificially. So don't get into artificial mode. Be genuine in what you do when you appreciate. For example, appreciating a security guard working at a construction site who is going to be there spending 12 hours a day, whether irrespective whether it's sun or rain or wind, whether he got the food or not, he is working. When he does a good job, really good job, not saluting you, when he is doing a good job and you notice that, going and putting a pat on his back saying that you have done a good job, or I like the way you are doing the job, your sincerity, your integrity. Best way to appreciate is that tell their name, look into their eyes and appreciate. Not that I am looking somewhere else, okay, Raju, you have done a wonderful job, keep it going. That will not work. You need to look into their eyes, you need to tell their name, and you need to tell the reason why you are appreciating them. You keep searching for unrecognized heroes to appreciate. In construction industry, there are many people who come and work for only for their bread. They don't get butter. And they do hard work, sincere work. Maybe appreciating a bar bender who came and said there is a safety problem, there is a open where someone may fall down, or the steel rod has to be bent because it may harm somebody. You just appreciate it. Yes, you did a good job by bringing to our notice. That timing when you look and when you receive the information, when you look at them and you say those words, it makes the difference to them. It makes a difference to them. It makes a difference to you. I'll tell you, when you start appreciating others for the good small things, you will start feeling good about yourself. And when you increase appreciating people on a regular basis, you start learning, you start understanding human behavior, human psychology. You will know how to interact with whom. That comes to your benefit when you are working in a professional field. And most importantly, it's a stress buster. I can tell you, you will really feel good for the right reason if you are appreciating someone who's never been recognized. Everyone craves for appreciation in our industry. Not only our industry, human psychology itself, there's a craving for appreciation. And most importantly, they will not forget you or they will not forget your name. It will be there for in their memory forever. Now, observe to learn. Why observe to learn? There are so much to learn. When I told you about the specialization chart, there are thousands of things which we have to learn. We are working every day. I'm going to a project site or I'm going to project meetings. I am working, I am fully occupied. But when do I acquire those specialization knowledge? How do I become leader? Now, we need to find a strategy to learn small things, big thing, medium thing, everyday basis. We need to have a mindset to learn. If I walk into a site, if I walk into a design review meeting, if I go for an inspection of materials, everywhere you carry your brain that I need to learn more today. If you have that attitude, you will cover several specialization in a shorter period. Now, how to learn is observe to learn is that you have to be curious. That works wonderful. If I've been today what I am in last 27 years, the single most point which was in my benefit was that I was always curious. Even though I was a pure civil engineer when I studied, I wanted to know everything about electricity. I want to know how DG works, how lift works. I want to know how glass is manufactured. What is that PVC window is made? I was always having curiosity. That curiosity wanted me to acquire knowledge and be curious on the matters related to your field. The best way is that whatever comes to your mind which you want to know, make a list of it, maybe in your mobile phone, maybe in your notepad. End of the day, before you go to sleep, make a note that I need to find out what is this and how it works and why it is important in my professional life and career. Now, it doesn't matter whether you want to know small thing or a big thing. For example, a gate has hinge, and there is a ball bearing in the hinge, or the gate can be fixed to the compound wall post, or it can be fixed at the bottom where the ball bearing hinge is there. What is ball bearing is made of, what that material is made of. Will that balls will tear off after 2 years, 3 years? Is it the same ball bearing which is used in the automobile or something else we got? It doesn't matter whether it's small or big. One fine day, I was in a project and someone, electrical consultant, maybe 15 years back, an electrical consultant said that we should use FRLS grade wires. I had two choices. I know it's an electrical wire. Why should I be bothered about it? What is FRLS? I didn't do that. I went back and caught the consultant outside the meeting and I asked him, please tell me what is FRLS and why you are recommending this. Then he explained. I'm not going to tell any one of you what is FRLS because I want you to go and find out what is FRLS. We have seen so much of advertisement on television that ELCB is so good, it will protect the family in the house because it is an earth leakage protector. How does it work? In my building, I have installed thousands of it. I can ignore what it is because somebody told me to install, I have installed and I walked home, or I can go in depth and find out what is this earth leakage ELCB works, how it works, what is the mechanism inside that. Is it a magic show that it trips? No. So observe to learn. It doesn't matter whether it's a big or small, you should be curious even if it is small. You should have open mind to learn from anybody. I have learned so many things from carpenter mistris or a bar bender or that fellow who pulls wire into the conduit. He exactly told me how to lay the conduit next time in a building when concreting is done and what challenges he's facing and what I did wrong while putting the conduit. people who are working at the site, they can enlighten you with better solution, better innovations. So you should not be worried of why should I speak to a at the site carpenter. In fact, I was curious. I used to go and spend a lot of free time. Whenever I used to have free time, I used to go and sit with them to find out how do they read the drawing. And I had to spend 23 years of my life to read the drawing. They're not qualified as much as us, but they know how to read the drawing. And they know it much better to interpret the drawing. So it doesn't matter from whom you learn. Look for every opportunity to learn from anybody and everybody. There are some specialized works which common labor at site may not be able to tell you. You may have to selectively choose an expert who is going to tell you. Now, he's not going to tell you just because you are asking him. You need to strategize. I have these questions in my mind. This is part of my building construction. Who will give me the right answer so that I get more knowledgeable and enlightened person? Now, once you identify that person, you have to ask the right questions at the right time when he is in the right frame of mind to tell you. If someone is busy and if I go and putting my list of questions, obviously he will say, I am not going to answer you, come back later. You need to strategize to whom to ask, when to ask, and how to ask. Questions have to be put across in a very good manner. If I put the same question in a different manner, he will not understand or he will give me a wrong answer. Constructing your questions in the right sentence, in the right steps and right order is a key for you to learn knowledge. Best way to memorize what you have learned is to teach. Now, teaching is a different art. I mean, it doesn't come easily, but it's learnable, acquirable skill. Because if you want to teach, you have to structure yourself. You have to put it in order. You have to communicate verbally in written format so that the person understands. It's going to be your real test of your knowledge and capability if you can teach. And I will tell you, to those whom you teach and they succeed, you will feel fantastic. You will feel wonderful. You will feel great. So have the behavior or mindset to teach others. Sometimes it so happened for me to teach others, I have to go and learn. So end of the day, I'm still learning. And when you learn like a child. And when you learn like a child and with full enthusiasm, passionately, and you discover what is that, and when you realize that you have learnt about it, you will really feel happy. You will feel happy for yourself. Now, this concept of observe to learn and learn small things on a day-to-day basis, weekly basis, so that your bucket is filled up with a lot of information and knowledge. It is called as aggregation of marginal gains. It's impossible for anyone to cover all the specialization in 2 years. It takes at least 10-15 years to cover all the specialization. Hence, you have to be focused. Now, can you quit the job and go and learn all those things? Obviously, it's not useless. The fun is when you're doing job and you acquire additional skill sets or specialization is what will keep you energized. You will get up in the morning and you will run for the project or your professional work. Now, behave to be famous. This you will find it very strange. But you need to be conscious of this. You should behave to be famous for the correct and right reasons. I'm not talking about Hollywood stars or Bollywood stars or politicians, how they talk and behave to become famous. I am saying you should become famous for your behavior, for your knowledge, for your quality. To become famous, one of the best ways is to listen. Listen to others. Listen to understand what they are talking and don't listen to them to react. Many of us have this habit of I will listen to you only to give my feedback, my reaction, and to correct you. That's a wrong approach. I had a very bad day, but someone else came and wanted to speak to me. So I could have told him, sorry, I am not interested. I don't want to listen. I am having a lot of problem in my life. Please get lost. No, I don't want to do that. I'll keep all my personal emotions in me and I will listen to him. Whenever you interact with the people, it's very, very important that you do not carry even single sentence of negative talk about a third person. Complaining about other person behavior, what he did not do with the person who's in front of you is not a right approach, because if you do, he will think that I am going to do the same thing in my rest of the life. I will keep talking about everybody in front of everybody. It will downgrade you. Don't do this. Now, this behave to be famous has to be a consistently managed aspect. It should be 24/7, 365. And when you interact and what you speak, what you hear, reliability on you is a key factor. I have the option. I heard you. I will take all the information. I will use it for something else for my personal benefit. That's not reliable communication. Now, since you have to become famous, your language, word, etiquette, body language, all these aspects have a major role, and it will be observed by everybody on a consistent basis. Keep that in mind. So when you interact, if your opinion is being sought, give an honest feedback. If you have received suggestion, take it. And if you give commitments during those interactions, honor those commitments. These parameters will make you a better person, hence better professional, hence enable you to achieve greater heights. Now, why I'm saying behave to be a famous is that each profession is an individual and we have to do our brand building. When you do follow all these points which I just listed out, you are actually doing your brand building exercise. People will remember your name, who are you, where are you, why you are you, and what you can. They will not be forget. They will not forget you. This is an important point. You don't become leader. It's true. If anyone is thinking that I am going to be leader, I will become great person, it's not true. Why? Leadership is not by designation. Hierarchy and designation will not give you leadership. You won't become leader by that. How you will become leader? It's about what value you bring to others' life, individual's life, how you can benefit them, what value you can bring to them in terms of knowledge, in terms of work, in terms of supporting, in terms of standing in the front. All these points will make you become leader in their eyes. You don't become leaders. They will make you leader. As I said, you need to be a teacher. Teacher is one of the qualities of a lead. To become a leader is has to be a good teacher. And you should be open to, as a teacher, you are open to facilitate. You can inspire. A facilitator who enables others to reach their potential. So your leadership is recognized by others, not by you. That's how you will become leader. Having greater designations is temporary in your life. Others recognizing you as a leader is permanent in your life. Now you covered observe to appreciate. We covered observe to learn. We covered behave to be famous. We covered what qualities I should, or what principles I should live in so that others recognize me as leader. But there are few things which does not require your any talent. Now these are the principles you will live with. What are that? You have to be on time. You should seriously make an effort in everything what you want to put your head into. You should always have a high energy. You cannot go into a project or a team meeting or meeting any other individual with low energy. So they will perceive you what you don't have energy. You should show positive attitude in true sense. You should be passionate. Your body language has an immense impact on others in judging you. You should demonstrate that I want to learn, I am coachable, I want to acquire more knowledge. You should be able to do little extra. If someone has asked you to do X, you should do X plus 1. It will take you, see, all these parameters will ensure that you will not be forgotten, you will always be remembered. By the time you cross 10 years in your profession, the more people know you than they forgot you. And you should be prepared. You should have a strong work ethic. This is very, very crucial. Whatever you do, you give it 100%. Now comes the fundamental question. Now I have understood the sector, specialization, how my career growth will happen, how I am going to behave on a day-to-day basis. All those is right. But there is one fundamental question which you can answer to yourself, or you have to answer this to yourself on any given day. I get paid because I work. Or because I work, I get paid. Even though these two sentences look same, there is a vast difference between the mindset behind the person. Now, if you have the first option, I get paid because I work, is not the right approach. It's not the right way to live professional life. The second one, because I work, I get paid. When you choose the second option, your approach to work will change totally. I am going there to demonstrate that I am capable, I can deliver, I can bring value. Hence, you will give me the money. The first one, I will walk into site 30 days, you pay the money. So it's very, very critical. If you want to be in this profession and you want to succeed in your professional career, this is the most important point you need to carry in your brain every day. You need to question yourself, what is that value, service, knowledge I can bring to my job? Now, the bottom sentence has nothing to do with the above, but it's a key sentence. If one don't know what to do today in professional life, then he is unemployed with a job. I don't think any one of us wish to be there. It's a key sentence, please make a note of it. If one don't know what to do today, then he is unemployed with the job. This is very, very strongly recommended for professionals. Going back, what value, service, expertise you bring to the table in clear terms. I'm using word clear terms. Will be the key for hiring you or your service or your profession. The sooner you realize this element, the better and faster you will grow. Coming back to the formula, capability plus efforts is equal to results. With our attitude, we'll get success. Now let's split this into this formula. What does it means? Capability means what? Your knowledge, your experience, your dependability. Do you take responsibility? Are you creative in solving problem? Are you optimistic? Are you self-regulated person? I don't want someone to look after me, what work I am doing kind of thing. If you're a self-regulated person, you will be much appreciated. You have to have, as a professional in the building construction industry, you have to have analytical ability. These all consist of your capability. You have to make a note in which one of these parameters you are good, which one you are excellent, which one you are poor. Make a note, overcome those elements which are poor. Of course, decision making is a key criteria because as the professionals in the industry and we work in projects where a lot of things are uncertain, you need to give decision or you have to receive decision or you have to influence decision makers. Hence, it is your ability to make decision is key criteria. What does effort means? Your curiosity, your ability to plan, your punctuality, your ability to communicate. As I told, in all projects, we work with people, hence communication is important, and doing communication in a timely manner is important. You should be able to imagine how things will evolve in the project, in the work what you are doing. When I read a design of a project, I am already building a three-dimensional image of that building in my brain. I exactly know where there is a lift, where is the shaft, where pipelines are going, where they are getting terminated, how it will reach a tank, various points. Your ability to collaborate. Since projects are made of many team members, it's one of the key efforts required by you to collaborate with various different people who have different mindset, different agenda, different thought process. Making them align to your requirement is key. You should have tolerance. Hence, you should be able to perceive. Persistence is a key element of your effort. And when you communicate, there has to be assertiveness. It cannot be that I am doubtful and talking to you. Oh, it can be done. Okay, we will see it. Come tomorrow. That's not assertive talking. That's not an effort by you. And of course, under efforts, you have to have learning skills, which we covered in depth earlier. Now, attitude, which is character of a person or personality of a person, liveliness, trustworthiness. Person should be honest, and integrity should be part of his honesty. He should be resilient. Resilient is what? When things are going well, you are doing a good job, fantastic, fine. When things go bad, and your ability to get up and face that problem and bounce back and get on with the job is resilience. That's one of the key attitude and individual where professionals have to thrive on it. As I said, we interact with people. Your sociability skill is very, very key element for your success. I've seen many members in my whole career. They're amazingly good in terms of knowledge. They're honest, punctual, sincere. Everything is fantastic. Problem, they don't want to talk to people. They're happy to send emails. They're happy to send text messages, but they don't want to meet people. That's not going to work in our professional field because we deal with people. Of course, you should show confidence. Now, confidence will come to you only when you are having sufficient knowledge. You have prepared yourself for sufficient parameters. You have put your time and effort. Then you will become confident. Imagine that you have gone through all the drawings of MEP services and you come to the meeting. You will be talking in a confident, you will have a voice of yours, you will be sure what you are talking. If you are not prepared, if you are not acquired that skill, if you have not gone through the specification or the document or details and walk into the meeting, how you would be talking? Will you be talking confidently? No, it's not possible. Hence, knowledge, preparation, and being punctual. These three parameters will bring confidence by default in you, which will also get your self-esteem. Moderation is a key skill as part of attitude to bring people together. Several times it happens in our professional industry. There is a person A and there is a person B. Both of them are supposed to deliver some service to me or material XYZ, but they hate each other. Their own conflict between the two is harming my profession. So you should be in a position to moderate between the two, or the scene, or in a meeting, there are two members are conflictively talking and we are not able to solve it. Ability to moderate and between the two, hear them out, listen, find a solution, be creative and bring them to come to an agreement. Of course, you have to be self-conscious in attitude. The biggest truth is that one cannot lie to themselves. That means I cannot lie to myself because my brain knows what is the truth. So if I work as per my principles and I don't lie myself, I don't give excuse myself, That is self-consciousness. So all these professional, etc., 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 saying, so why should I even work? I will not work. I will not pursue my career. I will take up some small job. So you need to ask yourself today, if someone does the evaluation of you, how much you are worth? Because your first startup business is yourself. That's why you became professional. There's a lot of efforts and time spent by parents. Of course, you have also done. You have done it for yourself, but your parents have done for yourself. So those efforts and time also has a value. You have put a lot of hard work. You have burnt midnight oil. You have made submissions. You have done reports. You have sent monthly progress reports, etc., etc. You have put your hard works in concreting, and you have gained a lot of knowledge over the years. Now, how much it all worth? As per rough, the survey done by expert companies, I think Deloitte or top 4, one of the companies did a survey in India, how much it cost for a kid, born kid to till he gets graduation done. As on today, for a parent, it cost 82 lakh rupees. Just you are out of college, you are already worth 82 lakh rupees. Someone has said, please share the video, I mean screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead. It is visible.
Okay.
Sure.
Now, when you are a 24-year-old professional kid who have completed in college, you have acquired a degree in engineering, you are already worth 82 lakh rupees today. And every year you spend in working as a professional, your worth increases by 20 lakhs. Those who have crossed 5 years, 10 years, you can multiply with those numbers and make up yourself how much you are worth. Now, when you are worth so much money and you have invested your time and effort, do you want to make your business go loss? Obviously, answer is no. Now you have to derive a strategy to grow your business. That is yourself. You have already spent so much of money, effort, hard work, time on you, and it has costed in absolute number so and so, nearly a crore. Now you cannot let this investment go waste. Only choice you have is to grow your business. Hence, the one who fails to plan, he is actually planning to fail. I'll repeat, the one who fails to plan is actually planning to fail. Now make a note of this sentence. If you don't plan your future career, your career is going to fail. That's what I'm saying to say. Hence, where do I start? I want to grow my business. The best way is to dream. Now, dream in a relative terminology, related to your profession, not anywhere else. When you truly want something, the whole universe conspires to make it happen for you. Now, this sentence looks very unbelievable initially, but it works. How it works, I will tell you. I'm sure pretty many of you in your life career till now, imagine you wanted to buy a bike and you liked that particular bike, that particular model, and in your brain you have decided that you have to buy this bike, hook or crook. The next day onwards, wherever you go on the road, you will only see that bike. You are not able to see other bikes. Whether it is passing by you, it is on the other lane, it is crossing at the signal, someone else is riding. You will see accessories on that. What color of bike, you start working on your dream and you will start putting more detail. You will start finding out how much is the EMI, from which dealer I should buy, where is the service center, what care I should take care, where should I put access. You will do micro level detailing. It all started when you have dreamed about that bike and you want that bike. Then your brain start working on that aspect 24/7. This is actually the meaning. When you truly want something, the whole universe conspires to make it happen for you. In truth, you dream, your brain makes up a mind that I'm going to have to do this, I have to get this, or I will achieve this. And you commit to yourself saying that I will get it. The next minute onwards, your brain is continuously working on to ensure that how will you get it. You will not leave any stones unturned. That's what I'm saying. Your mind will work constantly on it and it will look for it. Even it will work in your subconscious. You will soon discover the access to how to achieve it. You will work on it every day. This is the reason you have to dream. Now, once you dream, that's not the end of it. You put a date for that dream, reasonable date. You find out what are the constraints, what risk, what financial need you need to ensure. Put a date to the dream, then it will become your goal. Now, goal can be broken down into steps to achieve it. That's your plan. This is your schedule. MSP schedule. This month I will do that. Next month I will do this. Third month I will acquire this. Hence, ninth month I will achieve goal. Now, once you make your schedule to achieve that goal, you need to act according to your schedule. Then it will become reality. Now, goals in the beginning, when I have come out of a college and I have just spent 2 years in the industry, I don't know how to set goal. Hence, I can only start setting goal for 1 year. When I get more information and knowledge, I will start setting for 3 years. Then I will do for 5 years. 10 years, if you have acquired enough information and knowledge and you are in a position to set goal, you go for 10 years. But not doing any of this is not growing your business. You can have a small goal, you can have a medium-term goal, you can have a long goal. But you should have a goal. Easiest way, I told you about specialization. Pick and choose some of the specialization, put a date, put a plan. I'm going to meet these guys in so many days and I will get this information, and not in this month, but in the next 1 year, I will learn everything about contract management, even though I am working as a site engineer in one project. I know who is that contract manager working along with me in this project. I'll take time from him, late evening, weekend, Sunday, it doesn't matter. But I will acquire full knowledge about contract management in next 12 months. Now, when you set your goals, they have to be specific, measurable, they should be attainable. For example, tomorrow, if I want to become Mukesh Ambani, is it a realistic dream? Obviously, no. For anybody. So the dream has to be attainable one, and it should be relevant to your profession, and it should bring success to you or make you a better person than last year. And it should be a time bound. Now, when you dream and you set a goal, and when you get into plan and action mode, you get direction. Direction in the sense, I will meet person A, I will read book 2, I will Google point 3, and I will do all these things to reach them. That's your direction. Now, you should enjoy the way you are in the direction. You should enjoy every day. Otherwise, you will give up. And give up means failure. A lot of us have this doubt in ourselves when I set the goals. Oh, that is, I have set the goal, but I don't know whether I will achieve it or not. Perfect, no problem. Set the goal, get into your plan of action, forget the goal. Whether it happens or it does not happen is none of your botheration. Remember, everything cannot be controlled by you. There are things which are beyond your control. But as long as you love everyday journey in that direction to achieve that goal, that is the joy. That joy will ensure that whatever knowledge you are acquiring is going inside your brain, and it is memorized to you. You will never ever forget in your whole life. If you don't enjoy the direction or the path which you are traveling to acquire that goal, you will not achieve that goal. Now, as I said, it's not relevant whether you achieve your goal or not, but you made an effort. You will appreciate yourself that I made a sincere effort to acquire this knowledge. Yes, I did, or it may be, yes, it did not happen this month, this year, I will do it next year. Now, the best point is that don't keep your goals and dreams and plan of action with yourself. You should consult and share with your confidence. Why means if I keep it to myself and don't reveal it to anybody else, there is no pressure on me to perform, no pressure on me to work. I am not able to measure it. Hence, if you share it with your confidence and constantly talk about what progress you have made, it will work wonderfully. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay, we are running out of time. I will switch faster. Now, preparedness, when it meets opportunity, is lucky. That's your second formula. Now, what we do is that each one of you should have this SWOT analysis, which is strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Each one of us have strengths. Each one of us have strength. Please list out. Give a rating for those strengths. You are good at those points only if you give a rating of 7 and above out of 1 to 10 scale. If you can make, you are the better judge to make your own weakness list. Put a target date here to how to overcome these weakness. Once weaknesses are, if you overcome weakness, they will become your strength. So this list will become longer and this list will become smaller. That is the most important criteria to succeed. Of course, opportunities, I said, when preparedness meets opportunity, you become lucky. So there will be several opportunities which will come. Now, several opportunities will come to you only if you have successfully behaved to be famous. Everyone with whom you have interacted, they remember you, and when the right opportunity comes, they will refer you. If they have forgotten you, and if they don't remember you, they will refer somebody else. Obviously, threats are the one which are not in our control directly, but you can have a mitigation plan. Accident can happen to me. There may be health concern, financial risk may happen. There may be in projects short-term more workload because one of the employees left, hence I have to take his job. I have been transferred to another location. Maybe my ancestral properties under legal case and property disputes. These cannot be directly solved by you, but you can take a mitigation plan. For example, for accidents, I will take a accidental insurance policy. Health concern, I will ensure that there is a health medical insurance for me. Financial risk, I will consult an auditor and find out where do I stand and how do I overcome that. Your mitigation plans are required. So this SWOT analysis, I recommend each one of you to do every 6 months. And you should think through, this has to be done in a serious manner. And it is done for your own benefit, not anybody else. So as I said, when you overcome your weakness, they will add to strength. When your strength increases, your opportunities will increases. And your mitigations plan will ensure they're not 100% removed, they will get reduced, and they will, with your mitigation plan, they will become your weakness. Okay, so much of things to do may be overwhelming to all of you. Hence, you need to set priorities in everyday's life. What I mean to say, you need to mentally, you should have this chart in your brain. Urgent, not urgent, important, not important. Urgent works and important, you should attend on immediate basis. You have to do it. You cannot postpone them. Not urgent, but then you have to put a schedule for it. But because they are important, you have to close, if not today, in next 1 week. There are urgent works, but not important. That means they are negligent ones. So you can delegate it. Not urgent, not important, you should avoid or delete those points. I agree, social media, WhatsApp, news on TV, they are all important, but in a limited way. I cannot be spending every day watching news for 3 hours or spending my entire evening 3 hours on social media and WhatsApp and don't acquire knowledge anything else, don't do plan, don't set goals. That's waste of time. Yes, your entertainment is required, but control it. Should not be a priority. Ignore petty things which occupy brain space. I have noticed a lot of our members. That person sent me a very nasty mail. Okay. What you going to do? I don't know. I will react. I will call him up. Yes, understood, you are upset. You have got a wrong deal. But the longer you carry it in your brain and you are more upset, you are unable to work what is required for you. You need to be very judicious in everyday life. What is important to me? There will be hundreds of things which happen in your everyday life which are not going to make any significant difference to you. Your brain should not be working on those petty things. This person told that he behaved like that. He did not react to me. Those all doesn't matter. What matters to you, only you will decide. So don't allow petty things to occupy your brain and waste your time. So I am summarizing, you can achieve what you want in life. You need to know about yourself, strictly work on your weakness. You should be a detective to find out what option and opportunities you get in future. I'm saying detective because it's a serious word I'm using. You are making a significant effort to find out what options and opportunity you are going to get in future. Then only you will get prepared. Otherwise you cannot. If you are waiting for someone else to come and tell you and then you will act, half of your life would have gone. Prioritize knowledge gain over material gain. I'll tell you, material gain, happiness is a very short term. I wanted that mobile, this bike, that car, this building. Till you gain, you will work. Once it comes in under your custody, the happiness is gone. All those material things which you gained can also be lost. Nothing in your control. What will remain with you forever is that what knowledge and what social skills and how many people are going to support you throughout your life. These three parameters makes a difference. Put a strategy, plan of action, work on it. As I said, avoid distraction of external world on your mindset. I have seen so much of time being wasted by our fraternity on social media, on WhatsApp, on things which are useless, absolutely scrap and dustbin materials. And they are going on, gorging on those content for hours together. And end of the day, when I look at back, what did I do or what did he do throughout the day? Answer is zero. So a promise is an agreement with the world. Whenever you do a promise, it's an agreement with the world, but a commitment is an agreement with you. You are making an agreement with yourself. That is the commitment. If you want to do any of the above, which I explained in the last 1.5 hours, today is the day where you are going to make a commitment to yourself. From tomorrow, I am going to excel in my life on every parameter. So actions, pass the monkey mind. What is the monkey mind? Monkey mind is the mind which you talk to yourself. No, since when you wake up in the morning till you go to sleep, there's a constant discussion happening between your brain and yourself. That is monkey mind, and that monkey mind never stops till you go to sleep. From the wake up till you go to sleep, it is doing constant mental chattering. Sometimes it makes sensible chattering, sometimes it makes useless one. So you need to, when your monkey mind starts talking useless things, pass it on. Pass it on the sense you cannot transfer it to somebody else. You need give a work to your monkey mind so that it doesn't get into useless things. And meditation is one of the way to control your monkey mind. It's a learnable skill. It works wonderful. It's an amazing tool, easy to learn. Just you need to adopt. Be a morning person, get up 30 minutes early than what you are doing now. Why you should do? You should put your priorities. What needs to be done today? When you say what needs to be done today, there will be 10 things will crop up in your mind, which will have a combination of your personal things, your professional things. Then you will set a priority, which one I will focus, which one I will achieve, which one I can pass it to tomorrow. If you miss the critical, urgent and important works today, it is going to damage your credibility. You should do a 20 minutes exercise as a minimum, where your blood pulse is at least 150 per second, and best way, you don't need a shoe, jogging track, a gym, nothing are required to do a Surya Namaskara, and you can do perfectly 10 rounds in 20 minutes. You will be an amazingly fit person for the rest of the life. You will not get any sickness. If you don't do it, all the efforts you have done in gaining knowledge, experience, all those things become useless if you are not healthy when you are supposed to become a lead and an expert. Then the 45 years or 50 years of effort put by you will go waste if you're not able to be physically fit. When the right time comes you to enjoy all your efforts, you need to be fit on that day. Before going to bed, just make a gratitude. What is gratitude? We have a habit of cribbing about small things in our life, every individual. Our society, our family, we have grown up in this culture. I have a roof, a food, a cloth, a bed to live. I have everything what I want to live in my life. I have a computer, I have a mobile. What I need to do a fantastic life, I have. I ignore all of that. I want these four things. That is not going well. This has not happened with me. Stop cribbing about things which are not relevant. Be grateful to what you already have. Look at, there are millions and millions of people who don't even have what you have today. That's the gratitude. Once you have a gratitude, your mind will be very calm, you will be happy, you will be able to receive information, knowledge, you will be able to act on your responsibility. If your brain is disturbed and overstressed, it will affect your performance. So finally, prepare your career growth plan, act on it, review it regularly. Review it regularly means you should make a calendar note every quarter, 30th or last Sunday or Saturday. I will look at this career plan, what I wanted to achieve, where I am going. It doesn't matter it will go well or it does not go well, whether you achieve it or not. But you will not blame yourself that you didn't plan and you didn't made an effort to act on it. Otherwise, when there will be a time when you regret for that. Prepare your draft retirement speech. I said regret means all of us are going to retire, and on that day you will be standing on a podium and there are hundreds of people, 50 friends and families. They're eager to hear you. On that day, what you are going to talk? I did not use my all potential. I did not use my best of the opportunities to come to me. Or I am going to say, I was aware, I prepared, I acted, I have achieved, I have helped, I have assisted. I made my life brilliant, a most successful one. That is the speech which you have to draft it today. Make a draft. Make out points what you want to tell when you retire. So that you know today itself you will work on that. And you, when that day comes, you will exactly say that. Conclusion, you have the responsibility to make this world a better place. I am talking world means India. India today requires leaders. We have a very large population who is uneducated, who are ignorant, who don't know what to do. They are all drifting. So there is a need for leaders in our industry. We have to do a lots and lots of things. There are work to be done for next 25 years. Then only we'll become a developed country. So my sincere reason why I wanted this presentation today is that we need more leaders and we need to grow leaders. Hence, our society will get benefited, our country will get benefited, and we will have a better living. And it's possible by you to make the difference. If you have feedback, comments, suggestions, please put it on my LinkedIn. The links are there. You will find Rudresh KV on LinkedIn as well as Facebook. Dr. Ashwath, I am done, sir. Over to you.
Sir, thank you very much. I just going through the charts and not many questions. There's only appreciation for your presentation, and there's only one person insisting to know why civil engineers are paid less. It is the main concern for the beginners who come into the construction industry. That is a question or a query. Other than that, not many questions are there. Maybe it is open for discussion now. People can send their queries through the chat box. So this you can give your view on the beginning survey salary.
So now, on the one hand, the question is that the salaries are low to civil engineers. Is that the question?
Yeah. But especially in the beginning, the starting salaries are very less for site engineers.
Now, I would put this in a different manner. What you have learnt in the college during graduation is as I said earlier, is the beginning of your learning. College has given a very wide platform for you to grow. It doesn't mean that you have got all the knowledge and skills. So when you come for working into real projects, you have to perceive or imagine that for the next 2 years, you are on stipend and you have joined a higher education college, which is at site. If you have that approach, you will not regret. See, while I'm studying in college, I was paying fee, but I did not expect college to pay me back. So at site, what is happening is that it's not only for civil engineers, I can vouch for all other professionals except IT industry. IT industry also, they're not paying huge money. If civil engineers are getting paid 20,000, IT fellows are getting 25,000. That's all. No other engineering services are getting enormous differences there. Only those who have done masters or MBA, when they come out, they get a different level of salary. But across engineering, all fraternity gets very marginal difference between each.
Okay. Sir, I think we have our senior consultant, Dr. Jagdish. I will ask him his views a little later. Before that, there is another question raised by another consultant that he says that was a, 1 second. Why do teachers give self-studies chapters to the students?
I would define like this. Until you come to pre-university, that is 10 plus 2, you are dependent on teacher. When you come to college, the teachers or the lecturers are actually facilitators. If you learn on your own in the college, I can bet you will never forget anything. Because there is so much of content to be read and understood. If someone teaches me, I have a tendency to forget. If I learn on my own, I will not forget for rest of my life. The whole objective in colleges is to give a hint what benefit you will get, or provide you service where you did attempt to learn on your own and you are stuck at a point, you did not clarity, you go on seek those clarification.
Okay. Sir, there is one more query from Mr. S.P. Anchuri from Hyderabad. He says the chalk and talk zamana is over. How do you see the impact of digital tools, virtual world today on new generation students and faculty?
Okay. Unfortunately, I would rather say, or fortunately, construction industry will not get affected by digital world. I still have to do everything material at site. Yes, there are few technologies which have come from earlier. I used to do brick walls. Now I have started doing concrete walls in aluminum formworks. There's a new technology where I will do precast walls. But number of engineers required, detail to be attended, remain same. Maybe earlier engineers were at site, now they are split, few at site, fewer at factory. So technology will advance. Some of the soft skills will get affected by advance in technologies, particularly artificial intelligence, planning and scheduling, tracking, monitoring, strategy, contract management is likely to become not 100%, at least 50% automized. What I'm trying to say is that can human intervention be reduced drastically in construction industry by technology? Answer is no. It may get reduced by about 20% in the next 10 years, not much. But in next 25 years, we have to do so much of construction in our country. The reduction in manpower or experts by technology is, I would say, negligent.
Okay. There's a question from Shobit Agarwal. Advice for the professionals to grow after 10 years of their careers. You explained it through the presentation, but again, he's asking. Maybe.
I'm only saying after 10 years of your career, your growth is purely dependent on how many specialization you have acquired. Otherwise, whatever knowledge you have, you will be limited to that. This
Okay.
one person, SS Vidya, has asked a question, sir, why is that after a project is completed, architects are more acknowledged than structural engineers? Those structural engineers are integral part of the project. This is one blame I have on our entire fraternity. We do not boast on our achievements. We don't publish. Who will stop me today if I say that I have done tallest tower of South India, Mantri Pinnacle, from end to end, or I have done 2,400 apartments building in Bhartiya city? If I don't say all these words, if I do not boast, nobody will know. If nobody knows, how will they appreciate me? Blame is on ourselves, Vidya. We do not boast. We do not publicize. We need to take the credit by telling everyone that I have done this building, we are involved in this project, we have done these wonderful things in this project. If you keep quiet and if you are expecting someone else will come and recognize that, that's not going to happen. Everybody is so busy, nobody has a time to find out who has done what.
Okay. Sir, there is one question from Mr. Tejas. He says he is an MTech structural engineer. He is not worried too much about the salary in the initial stages, but his worry is if he needs a job, people ask for minimum experience, but we will gain experience if we are provided any opportunity. So can you please comment on this?
Okay, so for a minute, I will ignore whatever the impact COVID-19 has caused on our industry. I am fully aware. Number of projects stalled, labors are not available. Hence, there are no work at site. Hence, many layoffs have happened for various reasons. Is it going to last forever? Answer is no. My simple question to all of you is that, can India remain like this forever? Answer is no. We can't remain like whatever currently we are living. With so much of knowledge, so much of money, so much of growth rate as an India has at 6-7% GDP, we will get money, we will construct every road, every bridge, every house, all what we do as a construction engineers. In fact, as per survey, there is a shortage of civil engineers in the next 10 years by 40 lakh engineers. Because very few are pursuing civil engineering, number of engineers coming out are less. So on the one hand, number of projects will start increasing, number of engineers are reducing. So there is going to be a huge gap on demand versus supply in the next 10 years. Now, how do you get ready? As I said in my presentation, where I was saying that I will get paid because I bring value, I bring service, I bring knowledge. I would stop going and asking for a job. Rather, I will go and say, this is knowledge I have, this is expertise or experience I have, this value I will bring to your project. Now, do you have an opportunity? There is a requirement of change in your approach to source for a job. And it is going to increase going further now onwards. People will be hired for their ability to quickly learn whatever knowledge they have earlier, will that get converted into a value and a service. And you need to publicize this. If you keep it to yourself, nobody knows about it. Why did I talk about behave to be famous is to tell that you are capable of these things to not person who is hiring you, to everyone in the industry, so that they will refer you. Challa Venkatesh is amazingly structural engineer. He has done fantastic job. I am referring Challa Venkatesh to your company, your project. The more you publicize about your good work, your sincere work, your hard work, you will easily get your job. You don't have to search for a job.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And Mr. Ranganath Devappa says overwhelming presentation, and he also thanks you. And he also says, let us join hands to forge together for a greater future for our society at large. So actually, in ACCE, we have created a lot of working groups who work for the benefit of the society and society at large and professionals. And there are a lot of working groups addressing various issues. I think all the participants who are here, please visit the ACC website. You'll get a lot of insights to work for yourself and to learn and finally contribute to the society. Sir, moving on, there is Pragya is asking, sir, moving forward into the future, what are the specializations according to you in which there is a better scope for growth in the industry?
There is nothing called good specialization, bad specialization. If you are good in any work, if you become a leader or an expert in that specialization, your service will be called for. I keep saying to my team members, I should broom or clean the room in such a way that nobody else cleans better than me. So I have seen many are doing that mistake. I have pursued my career in one specialization. Halfway I changed, then changed. At the end of 10th year or at the end of 15th year, I am not expert in anything because I keep changing my expertise. Earlier I was in sales and marketing, then I became coordinator, then I became store manager. The job profile you carry in your career should add to each other, not disintegrate each other. So answer to question, there is nothing called specialization, anything is good or bad or weak or which area you will get more. You have to answer yourself with your kind of attitude, your ability to acquire knowledge, which one fits you very well. I am good in quality management. I love it. I want to know cement and concrete. So I will become a quality manager. If I am good in doing construction safety, I want to save people. That's what I like. I will go and take a degree from NEBOSH and other degrees are available. I do that and I'll become a safety manager today, then later a safety head, then I will be a organization safety head. Or my analytical skills, imagination skills are fantastic, I would become a strategy and planning manager. So there is nothing called right or wrong in any specialization. You need to find out to which specialization you are well aligned today. And you will love doing that job every day. If you love doing that job every day, you will become an expert in that profession sooner or later.
Okay, there are a lot of other comments, not really questions. I think if they listen this presentation once again, they will get the answers to all their queries they have raised here, which are of general in nature. Now I will move on to Professor Jagdish, if he is there. Sir, please comment and share one or two words about your experience in these aspects to all the participants.
Thank you, Dr. Aswath. Engineer Rudresh has given a fantastic presentation today. This is an eye-opener, both for professionals as well as students. And this entire presentation should be presented in every college. See the way students will be mentored, and not the way we are doing. SMP, this is what required. Just by adding a few more subjects, students will not become professional. What today is presented by Rudresh should be understood by every professional, every student, particularly students, because professionals are already become employed, employable, whatever it is. Student to become employable. These are the things to be followed. The skills, what he has mentioned, the procedures to improve oneself, whatever he has mentioned, that should be made known to the students, and that should be made as a career or a subject in the BE course itself. That's what I've been recommending right from the day one. In place of SMP, what we have been doing, this is what required to be done for students in a particular final year and in a semester before they leave. And that's how I'm always recommending to do or start finishing schools. In the finishing school, this is what to be taught. Subjects they learn by themselves later on. But how to be employable should be taught in the finishing school in addition to normal human resource development. Most of these things are come under human resource development itself. And I recommend that this should be made compulsory for every college, every student, and every professional to read and understand again and again and again and again. That's my recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think we have another senior member, Dr. Prakash, here. Sir, would you like to say a few words? He is also a founder member of ACES. Dr. Ram Prakash? Okay. If anybody would like to say
Hello?
something,
Can
yes,
you hear me?
yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Rudresh, that was a fantastic presentation. I wish to say only two things that I think need to be highlighted also. First one is the integration with other professionals. In your career, integration with other professionals is also a big factor, so that you can team up and achieve all the goals. That is the trait that is required in a personality. And the second one is that one should realize that one is not coming up but by putting the other fellow down. He should not be always having the habit of putting people down and feeling that he has come up. These are the two things I thought should also be highlighted. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Prakash. Sir, it was an excellent presentation. Many of the participants are asking for the presentation, and I think the video recording will inform whether it will be where it will be displayed for the students and faculty and the practicing engineers. According to me, it was one of the best presentation made with a lot of your insights into your experience over the years. And definitely, if the participants start practicing these principles consciously, definitely they can construct their career in a better direction. So as you mentioned, just to summarize from the beginning till the end, we need to observe, understand, learn the required skills and practice day in and day out, and bring value to the self as well as to the organization for which we are working. Then automatically one will be recognized as a leader and you'll become famous and successful for the self as well as for the society. You can do the contribution. So in a nutshell, a nice presentation. I think we should keep on listening to this again and again so that our thought process will be very conscious and keep moving in the positive direction. You also addressed during this COVID-19 crisis how one should take care of his health, how to practice yoga and other things to during this present crisis. Thank you very much, Engineer Rudresh, for your excellent presentation and time. On behalf of our Association of Consulting Civil Engineers and Bangalore Institute of Technology, I would like to thank once again. And we will keep meeting again and again. Maybe you can also actively involve with the association activities so that we can make a difference for a larger section of the profession and the society. Thank you very much. And if you have anything to say, you can conclude the meeting.
No, it's my pleasure and honor to be part of ACCE. And being a proud civil engineer, I am glad that I have been able to share my thoughts, my experience, my observation, what's happening in the industry. If I am able to make even the slightest change in the participant's mind, I am happy about it.
In fact, a lot of appreciations are there in the chat box, and participants have been from different places, Kakinada, the interior parts of Andhra, and North India. All are participating. I'm sure this will going to make some difference and add value to one's participants' personality. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir.
Dear participants, thanks once again and for your patience. And I will close the meeting now.
Only one thing, if
Thank you so
members,
much.
because now once we close this meeting, all the chat messages will be lost. I will not be able to read members. I would request members to put your feedback, recommendation, suggestions on my LinkedIn profile. I would be able to go through that.
Okay.
You can save the chat, go to the file, save as, there you can save the chat.
Okay, I will do that. Open
In the file, save as, the chat, and that will be saved.
I got it, sir.
It is very good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you everybody for your appreciation for the program.
Yeah, thank you,
Please
sir.
look forward for various programs organized by Association of Consulting Civil Engineers. In fact, one or two participants also mentioned about engineers bill and other issues. Definitely, ACC is taking care of the interest of all the civil engineering professions and professionals involved in the construction industry. It will work towards the betterment of the profession and society in large. Thank you very much, and see you. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah,
Thank you. Bye.